It's Thursday, August 15, 2019, and this is Globespan 24x7 News. My name is Samuel Suknandan, coming to you live from Georgetown, Guyana. Here are the major headlines for today. GCOM awaits written court decision to discuss way forward. JAGDU expects house-to-house registration exercise to cease, maintains no extension. GFC financial woes stems from combination of challenges. Government introducing HIV transmission countermeasures, and Ghana joins the world to observe Raksha Bandhan. We begin tonight's news by telling you that all 6 GCOM commissioners met today for the first time as a collective with the newly appointed chairwoman, Claudette Singh, to discuss matters relating to the continuation of the house-to-house registration and preparation for general elections. They now await the written ruling of the Chief Justice to proceed with where the Chief Elections Officer will provide more substantial details on a way forward. Kipney Jordan has that report.
A meeting could be held before next Tuesday as long as the Chief Justice written ruling regarding the house-to-house case is received. This is according to the government-appointed GCOM Commissioner, Vincent Alexander, who spoke with the press following the meeting today.
The question of the way forward in some regards was not determined, in the main because we're still not recipients of the written decision of the judge, and there are those of us who would prefer not to rely on reports and third-hand information. So that what we have agreed is that we will await that written decision and convene shortly after, hopefully before Tuesday, to discuss the way forward.
The way forward in the special proceedings of GCOM with special regards to house-to-house registration is not revealed.
We sat today and took a decision that the CEO, and this was a consensual position, the CEO will come to us with the scenarios, and those scenarios will include house-to-house and other scenarios for the delivery of election.
Opposition-appointed GCOM Commissioner Bibi Shadiq spoke with the media briefly but did not give any specific details regarding the meeting. Reports are that some 230,000 persons have already been registered through the current house-to-house registration process. A date for elections is yet to be announced. For Globespan 24x7 News, I am Kipney Jordan.
Thanks, Kipney. Opposition leader Bharat Jagdeo expects that the ongoing house-to-house registration exercise would have ceased by now, given the Chief Justice's ruling. He is also maintaining that there will be no extension to government's life. More in this report.
Addressing his weekly press conference today, Jagdeo made it clear that he expects the current house-to-house registration exercise be stopped immediately, given the ruling handed down by Chief Judge Roxanne George. Jagdeo opined that the process is merely a waste of time.
The list OLE expired in April 30th. Remember, elections were supposed to be held by March 21st. The one way of refreshing the list is to claims and objections. So that is why we believe that the ruling here shows that this exercise, house-to-house registration, simply cannot be pursued in the manner that they want to do. That is to deregister people and create a new database. So if the existing database could be preserved and is preserved now, then one way of getting people on that database who have not had the opportunity to be there is through the claims and objections.
Jagdeo highlighted that they have other options that can be used to update the National Register.
You know, you're wasting our money. It's over $1 billion. In fact, maybe about $2 billion they've spent on this. I don't want the enumerators to lose out. So that's why I suggested, because they are trained, that you pay the enumerators some cash for the rest of the exercise. You know, like an ex gratia payment, a lump sum, and say to them, and see how many of them you can use back.
Jagdeo has also rubbished the statement of the Working People's Alliance, which urged his party to support an extension to the life of the parliament and by extension the government. The former Guyanese head of state maintained that the PPP will not give the government the two-thirds majority it needs in the National Assembly to extend the deadline for the general and regional elections. Reporting for Globespan 24x7 News, Shakima Day.
Thanks, Shakima. Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu today presented instruments of appointment to the chairperson and directors of the reconstituted Board of Directors of the Ghana National Newspapers Limited, GNNL. The new chairperson is Juretha Fernandez, while Terence Moore Amar Pandey, Dawn Gardiner, Ernestine Leonard, and Ganesh Mahipal were sworn in as board members. The other member, Nicola Trotman, is currently overseas and therefore could not attend the presentation ceremony. Prime Minister Nagamutu, who holds the portfolio for public information, explained that there is much work to be done at the state-owned media to ensure that they operate not only as a viable business but fulfill their mandate to let the people know what the government is doing. The appointment of the GNNL's new board of directors is effective from June 5, 2019. In a twist of events, attorney-at-law Anil Nandlal, who represents Christopher Ram, has now backpedaled on his decision to appeal the ruling handed down yesterday by Chief Justice Raksha George in relation to the house-to-house registration case and other matters. Shakima Day has that story.
Nandlal has rescinded his decision to appeal the ruling handed down by Chief Judge Raksha George that the ongoing house-to-house registrations is not unconstitutional. In a statement, Nandlal cited the reason for this decision being that the ruling achieved its intended objective, preventing persons from being removed from the National Register. Opposition leader Bharat Jagdeo was also in agreement with the ruling. At his recent press briefing yesterday, he expressed his satisfaction with the Chief Judge's ruling, despite saying that the registration process is not needed.
So that means that the NRR that we've used to extract the OLE for all the elections before remains intact. And when the enumerators come around now, whether you're home or not, whether you register or not, once your name is on the NRR and you voted in the last elections, then they cannot remove your name. Your name will be on the NRR, the updated NRR, and the official list of electors that will be extracted from that NRR.
Nandlal, just moments after the Chief Judge's ruling on Wednesday, had made it clear that they will appeal the ruling.
Obviously, we will appeal because we do not agree that no time frame has been fixed. It cannot be. The Chief Justice herself said in her original ruling, when the case was first filed, that Article 106 and 107 were activated. It cannot be open-ended. The CCJ judgment could not have meant that elections will never be held unless Parliament agrees. Suppose Parliament does not agree, there is always a time frame implied. The Constitution must be obeyed at its earliest convenience.
Reporting for Globespan 24x7 News, Shakima Day.
Thanks, Shakima. The Education Ministry has recorded a 73% pass rate in the general and technical proficiencies for CAPE grades 1 to 3, which is the country's highest and best performance yet throughout the Caribbean. It was also noted that the number of students passing with grade 1s to 3 had significantly increased over the years. Kippany Jordan filed that report.
A total of 11,467 candidates were registered for CSEC 2019 and 880 for CAPE. It was noteworthy that students are encouraged to write subjects and be competitive as there are scholarships available, but with oil coming, tertiary education may soon be free. Education Minister Dr. Nicolette Henry.
Scholarships are offered not only through government but through other means. There are international scholarships being offered, the British they offer at the master level, and several other scholarships through Commonwealth and so forth. Even in our ministry, there are opportunities for scholarship. I suppose that in terms of getting the scholarship based on the CSET performance, it will always be the coveted prize. It'll just be one best performer of the immediate site or a group of persons, that's it. So that will continue to be competitive.
The minister said there was an improved performance in 21 subject areas, but 7 remained constant, while another 7 subjects showed better performance in 2018. The 7 subject areas that remained constant are the sciences, business, TVET, modern languages, humanities, expressive arts, mathematics, and English. A notable increase came from English, but not in mathematics. Chief Education Officer Marcel Hudson said the reason for this is due to a shift in the question paper structure, for which they will prepare for next year in mathematics.
I personally believe, we believe in the Ministry of Education that come next year, we will see improved performance in mathematics, because there was a time when we were way down. And if you look at what we have seen this time, it speaks to the fact that we're in a position of, we're hopeful, and come next year, you will see us, you will actually see an improved performance in mathematics. Because two things I've said, we're going to continue to build capacity with our teachers, and the little shift that took place in the structure of the examination, we're now familiar with that shift, and I think we will be better prepared to deal with the concepts in mathematics.
For Globespan 24x7 News, I am Kippany Jordan.
Thanks, Kipani. St. Rosa's High student Shanome Millen of North Sophia Greater Georgetown is this year's top student at the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination CAPE, and not Michael Bhopal and Leonardo Gopin, as was previously announced by the Education Ministry. In a statement on Thursday, the ministry apologized for the mix-up. According to the ministry, the mix-up should not distract from the excellent and historical performance by our students this year at both the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate CSEC and CAPE assessments. Millen told sections of the media that she received her results and was not initially recognized for her outstanding performance. She met with the exam division at Queen's College Thursday, where the issue was rectified. Millen wrote 11 units and achieved 9 grade 1s and 2 grade 2s. The Guyana Forestry Commission's current financial problems was caused by a combination of challenges, say Finance Minister Winston Jordan, who said at a press conference that the government is trying to work out a solution because a bailout is not possible anytime soon. More in this report. The Guyana Forestry Commission is struggling to stay afloat, which has resulted in workers not being paid in a timely manner. This issue has garnered the attention of the Ghana Agricultural and General Workers Union, GAU, and the government, who met last week. Minister Jordan said that the company's revenue has decreased significantly due to a number of issues in relation to concessions, among others.
You know, they have had a number of challenges that have reduced their revenue intake. The Baishanlin farm concession had been returned, so they're not earning anything from it, and it has not been given out. You know, the whole problems with Greenheart exports, the problems there. The whole issue of timber itself being not expanding at the rate at which you want, because it has heavy competition from the imports that are used in the housing sector.
Jordan noted that government has been looking at that carefully to see how they can rectify the issues, especially as it relates to timber producers improving their standards.
So that people have more confidence in buying wood, like we had in the early 70s, 60s and so on, compared to today when people are very leery about using wood or wood products, because they don't measure up to the 1970s, so to speak.
The finance minister stated that government is very limited in what they can do to assist the GFC, but is trying to come up with a short-term solution.
We are in discussion. We are limited by what we can do, simply because the parliament is not in session. So even if we wanted to support them, we will have to go to Parliament to get supplemental. That is not possible at this stage, so we have to see whether there are other creative approaches to getting them some money to tide them over.
Director General of the Ministry of the Presidency, Joseph Harmon, said at a recent press conference that one of the remedies being explored is examining how it can be paid under the Norway Agreement for its forest preservation services, now that the Commission is involved in maintaining low deforestation levels. Government is also examining the option of selling the High and Princess Streets property, the former headquarters of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. Prior to 2015, the then administration of the People's Progressive Party Civic, PPPC, took $600 million from the GFC to help construct a new building. That building was later deemed unsafe and was never used. It was later dubbed a white elephant. GFC currently employs close to 400 persons. For Globespan 24x7 News, I'm Samuel Suknandan. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, has advised that Chedi Jagan International Airport CGIA manager Andre Kelman be charged with sexual assault of a staff member at the facility. In a press statement yesterday afternoon, the DPP chamber said that the case file has been returned to the police. This decision comes almost 2 months after a complaint was made to the police. Open court. Based on the evidence contained in the police file, legal advice has been given to the Ghana Police Force for the charge of sexual assault to be instituted against the accused, Andre Kelman, end quote, the statement added. The Ministry of Public Health is planning to introduce pre-exposed prophylaxis, or PrEP, as an HIV transmission countermeasure. This is a course of drugs taken preemptively against the spread of the disease, mainly targeted at vulnerable groups. The target population in Guyana for HIV transmission prevention are sex workers with a 6.1% prevalence, men who have sex with men with a 4.9% HIV prevalence, and transgender people with an 8.4% prevalence. This is according to UNAIDS survey conducted in 2016. PrEP is an HIV prevention method. People who do not have HIV take the HIV medicine daily to reduce their risk of getting HIV if they are exposed to the virus. Another countermeasure will see the government establishing a private-public partnership with doctors within the private sector to whom patients will be referred to for treatment. The government of Ghana, through the Ministries of Public Infrastructure and Natural Resources, has mobilized to commence works on various roads throughout the hinterland region and is awaiting the end of the ongoing extended rainy season. The Department of Public Information reported that these works are earmarked for regions 1, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Additional road rehabilitation and improvement in other projects have been earmarked and will be announced at a later date. The government said it understands the challenges and difficulties of citizens who have to use these roads and bridges during this period and thanks citizens for their patience and understanding in this regard. The festival of Raksha Bandhan was celebrated today by Hindus across Ghana and around the world. The occasion of Raksha Bandhan is celebrated on the full moon day of the Hindu lunar solar calendar in the month of Shravana, which typically falls in the August month of the Georgian calendar. Globespan 24x7 News now brings you a special report on this Hindu calendar event.
The festival is made up of two words, namely Raksha and Bandhan. As per the Sanskrit terminology, the occasion means the tie or knot of protection, where Raksha stands for the protection and Bandhan signifies the verb to tie. Together, the festival symbolizes the eternal love of brother-sister relationship, which does not just mean the blood relationships only. It is also celebrated among cousins, sister and sister-in-law, fraternal aunt and nephew, and other such relations. Chattergoon Jadupat and his sisters today allowed Globespan 24x7 a chance to witness the exchange. Chattergoon Jadupat then explained what Raksha Bandhan means to him.
Raksha Bandhan is always a very sacred thing for me. However, I've noticed growing up in Guyana, other Guyanese other than Hindus are celebrating Raksha Bandhan. For instance, our president got Rakhi on his hand yesterday, and that shows that Raksha Bandhan is not only for Hindus, but for anybody who appreciate a female as a sister or a male as a brother.
President David Granger yesterday celebrated Raksha Bandhan with representatives of the Brahma Kumaris Raja Yoga Center at the Ministry of the Presidency. The president said he was grateful for the request from the group to mark the occasion with him, as it has the potential to promote social cohesion by fostering a greater understanding of how other groups celebrate brotherhood and sisterhood.
Thank you very much to my sisters to come and tie Rakhi in my hand and appreciating me. And Raksha Bandhan is also to protect one another. The brother will protect the sister will protect the brother.
Today we're celebrating in Guyana, and we're here celebrating with our brother, and we would like to wish him a happy Raksha Bandhan, and we hope that you all have a blissful and happy Raksha Bandhan day, and to you and your brothers wherever you're celebrating from.
Reporting for Globespan 24x7 News, Shakima Day.
Thanks, Shakima. We'll take a short break. Do stay with us.
We would like to ask all of our faithful viewers to kindly like and follow Globespan 24x7 Facebook page and subscribe to Globespan 24x7 YouTube channel to receive up-to-date notifications of when we are live. Globespan 24x7 has vacancies for full-time positions such as reporters, newscasters, and news editors. Persons serious about joining a new and dynamic news team are asked to send their application to careers@globespantechnology.com.
This newscast is brought to you with the kind compliments of Travelspan GT, with locations in Georgetown and Berbice. For all your travel needs, call Travelspan GT at 327-1701, located at Lot 3A North Road, Georgetown, between Camp and Wellington Street. In Rose Hall, call 337-4287, and in New Amsterdam, call 333-6230. Call Travelspan today.
Thanks for staying with us. We'll now take a look at our regional and international news. Regionally, a British woman has died in Barbados after being dosed in a flammable liquid and set alight while in bed. Natalie Critchlow's shocked and devastated family are raising funds to repatriate her body. Critchlow, 44, of Colindale in London, was in Barbados to look after her disabled brother when she was attacked. The mother of three had survived cancer twice and had 2 strokes in the past decade, according to her niece. Ashley Best said her aunt suffered 75% burns to her body in the attack at Christchurch on July 28. She died in hospital on August 6. Best said, and I quote, "The intruder broke into the house, then strangled her and then set her alight. She went into hospital and died of her injuries. I do not understand why it happened, and we are all in a state of shock." End quote. Internationally, Israel is blocking 2 U.S. Democratic lawmakers who are prominent critics of the Israeli government from visiting. Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib were due to visit the occupied West Bank and East Jerusalem next week. Both have supported the boycott movement against Israel, but Israeli law allows supporters of the campaign to be banned from visiting. President Trump earlier tweeted, "It would show great weakness if the pair were allowed entry." Omar described Israel's move as an insult to democratic values and the chilling response to a visit by government officials from an allied nation. Early on Thursday, Trump had taken to Twitter to urge that the 2 lawmakers be blocked from visiting, adding that they hate Israel and all Jewish people, and there's nothing that can be said or done to change their minds. We'll now take a look at what's happening in sport. England's fragile batting again buckled on day 2 of the second Ashes test against Australia at Lord's. Opener Rory Burns made a battling 53, only to be part of a collapse of 4 wickets for 46 runs that left the home side 138 for 6. England partially recovered through a stand of 72 between Johnny Bairstow and Chris Wokes. Despite the entire first day being lost to rain, bowled out England on this second day leaves the tourists handily placed to go 2 for 0 up in the series. Further rain is forecast on Friday, and England may have the advantage of bowling last on a pitch showing signs of thorns. A 31 Guyana-based professional squad has been selected to begin training this Thursday at the Guyana Football Federation GFF National Training Center, Providence, as the CONCACAF Nations League nears start. The group consists of 4 goalkeepers, 11 defenders, 10 midfielders, and 6 forwards. Also has 7 first-timers who will be competing for a chance to earn their debut in the senior national squad. A technical panel selected the squad, including head coach Michael Johnson. According to Charles Pollard, fitness in the sport, especially during this time, can never be underestimated. He also stated that while some of the guys have been actively engaged in tournaments, others may not have been so active. So the fitness regime will test this to determine their overall readiness and will also point to areas that needs attention. This fitness evaluation is scheduled for Saturday. And that has brought us to the end of today's news. But before we go, here's a recap of our major headlines. GCOM awaits written court decision to discuss way forward. JAGDIO expects house-to-house exercise to cease, maintains no extension. GFC financial woes stems from combination of challenges. Government introducing HIV transmission countermeasures. And Guyana joins the world to observe Raksha Bandhan. Thank you for watching Globespan 24x7 News. On behalf of myself, Samuel Suknandan, the news and technical team, until next time, do have a great evening. Goodbye for now.